Welcome back, everybody. It's Paul Maglev here, and we're playing another game by Plasm.com. It's Railway Valley 2. And I must sincerely admit that I like this version of the game so much more. Mainly because it's just easier to strategize around. I basically have to create a simple circuit loop with all the towns that are color coordinated, and then have all the trains go around in a carousel. There are also a lot of mechanics that I've taken for granted in this version of the game that aren't in the previous game. The first one being that I can actually construct rails immediately over monuments of historical importance, or trees, or rocks, and other obstacles, if I need to. And I used to have to just take out the bulldozer first before I could do that, but now I can just do that automatically, and I like that very much. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take that forest. Another mechanic I like about this game is that the trains are a lot faster, and I can actually control how many trains are on the track by pressing the button over here or by pressing the number 4 on the keypad. It is actually really much more user-friendly in my opinion. It actually has the user in mind, and that's what I like very much. So, if you're wondering, I don't really have any plans for the summer. I'm probably just going to be doing this because I don't have anything else to do. My mom said I should get a job, and I thought, why can't I do this as my job? Or at least as something to amuse people, I guess. I've always wanted to give it a shot. Do Let's Plays and review games, I guess. I was always worried that I'd get shafted with copyright infringement claims on YouTube, but now that I think about it, if I play the right games, games without digital rights management policies that allow players to record that kind of stuff and post it on YouTube for profit, I guess, it should all work out. Now, I'm not sure if you already noticed, but I'm going to get into my natural flow. And by that I mean I'm just going to go into this sort of rush state of mind where I'm able to send loads of trains to all sorts of places simultaneously. Make it, make it, make it! Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, I can change the direction of the trains now. I never was able to do that previously unless I used extra pieces of track. So yay me. I don't want to send this train in this direction, I want to send it the other way. There we go. And there's an earthquake, that's not good. That should do it. I think it's kind of strange how these box-shaped cars aren't actually boxcars. They're actually based on something else in the previous game for the electronics and software manufactured goods. Send this train this way. Send this train this way. And we got Era 2 trains as well, so that'll be a bit of a challenge momentarily. Especially since the Era 2 trains go a lot faster than the Era 1 trains. Hopefully I can squeeze one more. Nope. Had to bounce off the switch point. So yeah, playing this on hard mode is like playing on easy mode. I'm not entirely sure why that is, but it just comes so naturally to me, and I think it might have to do with practice. Hopefully I can get all the trains into their respective stations on time. Send this one over this way. Oh, there's a lot of trains coming out of Yellow Hill. That train in Yellow Hill's gonna have to wait, though, before it departs. But Yellow Hill must be a very bad place to live, because everybody's moving. Yeah, that water's delicious. Let's see, place this here. Which way is this train headed? Unfortunately, I have to change the direction of trains with a bit of a delay. It's not something I would have done as... Oh, drat. Oh well. So we've got Redstone. We've got our first train over to Redstone from Purpleville. Hopefully we don't have another collision like that. Let's see, so we'll send this train over. Send this train over. Oh boy. Change directions, Pally. I'll let this train wait for a sec while I let this train's orange hills change directions. And make it into here, I mean. So unlike the previous version, in hard mode I can actually have up to 8 towns. Whereas in the previous one, I could only have up to 6 in either mode. I think. I'm not entirely sure, I'll have to double check that, I guess. Not that I will, of course, because I'm lazy. I'm gonna move on to my next Let's Play, Railway Valley Missions! Which is the direct sequel to this, since it follows the same game mechanics. So anyway, I think you might have realized at this point that I'm into trains, and yes, I do admit I'm a bit of a train fanatic. There's nothing wrong in that, but it would be nice to actually have a permanent layout in my household, because I never really figured out where I could possibly do that, even though there's so much floor space. I think it's just because the house is full of clutter. And maybe someday when the garage is cleared out, maybe I could put a table in there and play with my trains like I did growing up. But until then, it's just going to sit under my bed with all the other trains and all the other miscellaneous places that I have trains strewn about in my house. Packaged away and collecting dust. It's a good thing I didn't switch that track. Welcome to Browntown. Oh boy. There we go. One thing I am certain of... Oh, I just lost my train of thought. There's a lame pun there. Let's see. Pop another train out. Color-coordinated towns are actually a very convenient new setup, in my opinion. However, the randomly generated names create some weird names. Every now and again, you'll see the suffix of a town be yellow, and the prefix will be yellow, and the suffix will be hill. I mean, Yellowstone. I'm having a brain fart again. But basically, there's a suffix that's based on suffixes for normal towns, and then there's a root of each town's name, which is based on a color. And every now and again, you get strange combinations, like redstone, like right here, which is also something in Minecraft. You get Yellowstone sometimes, purple stone as well. I'm pretty sure there's a rock out there that's purple, like amethyst, for example. Sometimes there's a town like Brownwood, which is kind of redundant because all wood is brown. And no, please don't argue with me about that. I know spruce is kind of pale, but still. Send this one up and over. Now, one of the few things I like to do when all the towns are formed, all 8 towns are formed, I like to bridge extra gaps in between cities and towns. It's a little convoluting, but it certainly helps in the long run, at least in my opinion, if I do it right. No, my water's getting in the way. What year is it? It's 1948. We're on the verge of the end of deciviliization in the Western world. And the introduction, well, the completion of deciviliization in the Western world. I think I sent that train the wrong way. Let me fix that. There we go. Send this train out. Hopefully I can send this train out in time. Because this train has to back up. Let's see, this carousel configuration is doing fine with me. Greenberg! And 4th generation trains. Here's the latest electric diesel locomotive with the newest engine. This engine allows locomotives to haul incredibly long trains and takes freight transportation speed to a completely new level. Okay, I'll take your word for it, newspaper. Railroads crumble new! At least it's easier to fix than in the previous game. This is what the Era 4 trains look like in this game. It's a lot different than in the previous game. I forget what prototype it's actually based on, but it's somewhere in one of my encyclopedias. On trains, I think. I'll be able to figure it out. Amtrak's been using it a lot on the Eastern Corridor. I'm sorry, the Western Corridor. The Eastern Corridor is kind of electrified. Not entirely, but partially. At least if my memory doesn't fail me. Let's see, we'll send this train over to here. My reflexes are not fast enough to switch all the points. Fire away! Well, that was close. So we're on 1981, we're about 20 years away from... Oh, drat. We're 20 years away from the end of the game. This game, like the previous one, ends in the year... on the transition year from 2019 to 2020 AD, or CE if you're a historian. Oh dear, I think I put too many trains on the track. White Bridge is founded. That's our last town, ladies and gents. I can put the final switch points in, and I can determine if I can actually add other switch points in between these loops. And by that I mean formations like this, for example. No, go the other way. There we go. So now I have another route to send trains through that'll get them more directly to their destinations without having to go around the entire circuit. It's a little harder for my brain to handle, I guess, but oh well, we live and learn. And I just messed up. Oops. Okay, so we'll send this train over this way. Ah, come on, I thought I fixed that. So we'll send this train over like this. Didn't mean to do that. Luckily I've got a lot of space to send and store trains laying around. A lot of retail space to just place trains like miscellaneously anywhere on the map. It's 2012! Yay! 2013! Wait for it. Okay, go. Send this train out. This is the crunch. We have to send as many trains out as possible before the score is able to be tallied up. Because this game is ending soon. And I am not doing a good job. And now I can't add any more trains because it's officially 2019. And there we go. That's the game. It's a lot faster paced than the previous game. at least in my opinion. Oh, my score is a lot higher than I expected. 9,540,700. Usually I get like $500,000 or $700,000 at the end of the game, which translates to about 7 million, but oh well. Submit score. So let's see, the highest ranking of all time was a day and 4 hours ago. They reset the entire scoreboard system because the previous one was completely broken. Somehow the game was able to be altered somehow, and people were able to get high scores that were humanly impossible, like over 100 billion points in a game where it's very difficult to get even $1 million. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'll see you guys on our next episode with another Phlasm.com game called Railway Valley Missions, which is a lot simpler than any of the other games I've seen so far in this series. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And my ecology safety is 91%, which to me is actually something I like very much. I think it has to do with my environmental science major. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time, and until then, take it easy.